It's been a very quiet weekend so far. There's not a whole lot going on. Volume is very much down, but I will say what we're seeing from the space is exactly what we need to see, and that is stability. We're in a great spot, a great setup for this next week or this coming week, because obviously we have our PPI and CPI report. I would expect some volatility because of that. Could this be us actually mimicking what we did in July, like I talked about in my ADA video earlier today? I do actually want to talk about a viewer comment because I keep asking this question and I've yet to hear an answer that actually makes sense. It keeps eluding the people that are saying this, but I also want to talk about three things that can actually help Shib get in gear here. Three things that can cause some more volatile movements to the upside. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So Shib right now is very quiet for the weekend, and this is the case throughout all of the crypto market right now. Most assets are right where they entered the weekend at. You guys can see Friday's candle conclusion right here. You guys can see today's daily candle right at the exact same spot at about 40124. So we had a little bit of red across the space yesterday, a little bit of green today, and now we're just watching and waiting and seeing what kind of data we're going to get as we get into the week. Just for some context, 85 or less than $85 billion in trading volume over the last 24 hours. This is the lowest volume we have seen since all the way back in the early part of July, which coincidentally was right before Shiba Inu went on this nice, exciting rally. Could this be what we're going to see as the week progresses? We'll have to watch and wait and see what happens. But, just for a little bit of context right now, Shib is at about 100 million in trading volume over the last 24 hours. And I'll talk about this more here in just a moment because I keep seeing these comments from people saying, oh yeah, Shib's dead, Shib's dead, Shib's dead. And I keep asking the question, why is Shib dead? What is making people think that Shib is dead? And I have yet to find a good answer from anyone. Here was someone that actually responded, just wanted to highlight this. And I think context is very important. So this is actually from the Ferrari movement. Appreciate the comment. He said Shib's volume is super low compared to other meme coins like Doge. I've been holding since Shib was released and I'm seriously considering selling all of it. It has made me lots of profits 4 years ago, but hasn't done anything since, besides that 170% pump in November, which is the only reason I haven't sold. So here's the thing. Well, I appreciate the comment. And I love to have these discussions. So when we're talking about volume for Shiba Inu, volume is low, right? Compared to some other meme coins in the space. Right now, Shib is 105 million in trading volume over the last 24 hours. Not an insane amount, but still high nonetheless. I think it's very important, contextually speaking. And I'll talk about this more here in just a moment. But what I want to mention is that right now, in terms of volume, it's in line with several other meme coins. Some ones that have actually been pretty hot as of late. Bonk, Pudgy Penguins. Trump coin is about 200 million in volume over the last 24 hours with $100 million in trading volume. I will say that even Dogecoin and Pepe are down in terms of volume. Meme coins in general are down in terms of volume. $4 billion is pretty quiet compared to, for example, the 10, $16 billion days that we were having when the market was popping. And right now, there is not a whole lot going on in the market, so the market's bored. It's quiet. And one of the biggest things I will say about Shib, well, first of all, let me say this. Right now, Shib volume, when we compare it to other assets that are similar size, it's right in line from a volume standpoint. And the question I will ask is Toncoin dead with 105 million in trading volume over the last 24 hours? No. Is Crow dead with $68 million in trading volume? No. Is HBAR dead? Is Stellar dead? Right? Is BitTensor dead? Is Ondo dead? No. That's where I think there's just this huge disconnect. Volume and activity from that standpoint doesn't indicate whether an asset is alive or dead. And I can prove it to you. It's something that we actually addressed just yesterday. When we look at those percentage of wallets that have held balances that are active, it's a very high percentage of people holding and a very low percentage of activity. So what you're seeing is people are actually building Shib supply, holding on to it, and not doing anything, right? That's would be a number one reason why you have low volume. Guys, I bought Shib in the depths of the bear market cycle. I bought Shib at many other times during this cycle as well when we were getting discounts. Right now, I think this is a discount time and you guys can do whatever you want. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. But I have not moved any of my Shiba Inu during this time. I am contributing to the low volume that we're seeing in terms of Shib. So you're not really seeing much in terms of wash trading. You're seeing more accumulation and hoarding, accumulation and hoarding. Hopefully that makes sense for people. And the big thing I want to remind everybody of is that there is very little SHIB to go around. And I've showed this in other videos here as well. Where we are seeing some volume in terms of SHIB is actually in SHIB derivatives. Okay. For example, open interest right now, $174 million worth of SHIB, which is actually a pretty decent amount considering its market cap, which is over a $7 billion market cap. But that's where you're seeing most of this take place. Guys, the only trading I've done with SHIB as of late is in what's called long positions. That's it. All right. So most people are just holding and waiting and holding and waiting. If there's no SHIB to go around, what is there to actually see volume in the crypto market with? Hopefully that makes sense for people. I've seen other people say things like, oh, SHIB hasn't gotten back to its all-time high. There are plenty of assets that have not gotten back to their all-time highs. I want to remind everybody that SHIB, from an overall standpoint, it's moved like 5 million% from its all-time low. Actually, that might even be kind of low. I'm sorry, 15 million% from its all-time low. I think it's like 5 million% from its launch. That's how good SHIB has performed. So of course, there are going to be people that bought during that time that have taken some profit. We've obviously have not seen retail come back yet or anything like that. And actually, that brings me to this. We need to talk about 3 things that could cause SHIB to kind of get out of this range that it's stuck in right now. Obviously, we're sitting right now. Oops, what did I do? Right now, we're sitting at this time where I don't know what I did. Okay, there we go. Right now, we're sitting at this time where the market's pretty quiet, not a whole lot of movement taking place, and we need probably one of 3 things for SHIB to start seeing some more extended rallies. Okay, we either need a big, huge washout event in the crypto market, big crash, SHIB maybe adding back a zero. I still don't think it's going to happen. I've said this since all the way from back here before SHIB had this rally in February. Once we got up here, I said SHIB probably never adds back a zero again, has not added back a zero again in, over a year and a half. A big washout event stimulates buying. People actively buy the dip. They are buying, and then that tends to lead us to new highs. Second thing that could take place, we get some sort of excitement in the crypto market, and you start to see all this capital that's stuck on the sidelines, this 4.45% USDT dominance, that capital starts moving back into assets, more speculative assets like Shiba Inu, and that causes us to extend and see some explosive times, right? And that could be, PPI, CPI report, that could be rate cuts in a week and a half's time. There's a lot of things that could trigger this. But again, the biggest thing I will say is adoption. You bring new money to the space, you bring new people to the space, that triggers a lot of these new highs that should be coming over time. But the biggest thing I will say is we have to be patient with any of these moves. We're going through some different times in the crypto market. There's a lot of changes that are taking place. This big embrace is something we have never seen in this space before. And it's causing some uncertainty from people. It's exposing a lot of manipulation that's been taking place. And eventually we're going to get to a time where either that stuff is outlawed or the volume is so high that it frankly can't be seen, or there's a lot of things that could be taking place over time. But that's what I will say right now. All indications are that SHIB is alive and well, showing a lot of conviction, one of the most convicted assets in the crypto market. Frankly, guys, you don't see this level and percentage of holders anywhere else in the space. And that gives me a lot of confidence, especially when we get into some of those higher times of volume, some of the bigger times of adoption that will be coming. Mass adoption is not going to stop, guys. You don't just get to 5-6% of the world and then just flatline. It's not how it works. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.